let's go for a walk up the very muddy hill and through the farm, and we'll see where we get to. I'm surprised there's no ducks hanging around the wee pond today. There often is, but there is a few snowdrops. There's quite a lot of snowdrops actually. There's the ducks. They were hiding. Male and female mallards. Yeah, hello ducks. This thing here, this device, is sort of a pen for cattle. You get the cattle being literally funneled up here. They'd come up between the bits of fences until they got here to this metal thing. And that's where one cow would be held and put its head through the hole, and then they could get a little bit of medical treatment from a vet perhaps. And so it's just to hold it steady while they examined the cow. US male, you're a bit far from home. Look at all the snowdrops though, there's a few more out here. Beautiful, my favourite flower. This is Langlee Mains, this farmhouse. There's a beautiful old tractor here, this Zetor Crystal. But it is pretty old, isn't it? There's a couple more nice tractors here. Massive Ferguson or two. Beautiful. Hello horses with your coats on. Getting out of the farm now and into the muddier stuff. So I'm glad I've got my good old waterproof palladiums on. The local folklore about gorse bushes there is that whenever the gorse flowers are out, then kissing's in season. Because the gorse flowers are almost always out, like 10 months of the year, so kissing is pretty much always in season here in South Scotland. And I do love walking past them because they're such bright and cheerful little dots. And they smell, I think they smell a bit like coconut and cinnamon when you can properly smell them. But look how sharp these spines are. These are really nasty. You don't want to fall into that. But I like gorse. All these little tubes you can see, they're to protect newly planted trees. And when the trees get big enough and strong enough, they push apart these perforations so that it splits, the tube splits up and the tree can grow nicely. So there's a couple that have been planted a while ago. This is an oak. I think most of these are oaks. And eventually the sheaths will split apart and they'll actually biodegrade in the sunlight. Should there be any sunlight over the next 20 or 30 years, You can see on the path a mixture of different prints. That's a dog. These are human, obviously, with shoes. And that is a deer print. So it's a well-used path. You should be able to see the height of the clouds here. So just on the horizon, you've got the clouds lowering onto the top of those hills, and over there you should be able to see more hills, the Eildon Hills there, but the cloud is covering them. We can get a decent view of Galashiels here, including the new school that's being built, just there, and the last working woolen mill's big red chimney. Yeah, a bit of industrial heritage there. Let's head up the steep slope up towards the top of the hill, up through plenty more mud. It's gonna get slippy here, get really slippy. I do not want to fall over into the gorse here, and it's pretty slippy. Oof. This bit of woodland at the top of the hill was cut down recently. It was a whole load of conifers in a plantation, but it was taken down so it could be replaced with a more natural mix of native species of trees. It's looking pretty horrible because of the piles of dead wood and the stumps and so on, but that's good for insects, and it's what would happen, if trees were all blown down in a gale or something, then they'd just be lying around a bit like this. So this is the more eco-friendly way of doing it, is just to leave the dead trees around. But there's trees being planted, and hopefully in like 250 years this is going to look amazing again. Fingers crossed. Okay, over the ranch, everyone. There's a fence here to keep deer out of this patch of ground so that they don't eat the trees. Remember to close up after you. Let's go this way, I think. The fence keeps out the deer, but you've got these little flaps here, and this is so that badgers and rabbits and foxes and stuff can access wherever they want to go, which is pretty clever, isn't it? It's like a cat flap, but for badgers. Looks like somebody's been taking a horse up here recently. That's nice. For some reason, all the coos have congregated on top of that hill. That's weird, isn't it? How do you think all this scree got here? Is it something to do with glaciation? Is it field spoil? Is it something else? There's a little hollow here in it. What do you think? Some people say there's a legend in some parts of the borders that some of these, they're sometimes called long cairns, they were dropped by the devil as he was flying over, and he dropped a whole load of stones in random places. Possible? That's enough walking for today, I think. I can hear the bells chiming to say that it's 11:30. So I'm heading back down into town. But thanks for watching, thanks for sticking with me, thanks for admiring the beautiful places that I show you. If you'd like to see more nature and culture and other stuff, then make sure you subscribe to me, that'd be most appreciated. Give me a thumbs up and send me a comment if you like this kind of thing. And yeah, thank you for watching.